Okay, this is my networking assignment 3 video. Just a heads up, I only got to TCP. Took longer than expected. But yeah. So this is the client main, I guess. I tried to not put everything in main. So I just have these print functions at the top just for printing to the output, and then the console window, whatever. You just make a network manager, you initialize the client, send and receive this list, and that's it. And you can call shutdown. And then just to look on the server side, it's similar, but no printing of the lists on this side, from the main at least. But you create a network manager, you initialize server, receive and send list, and then shutdown. So receive and send versus send and receive. I'm not in love with the way I have my network manager set up right now, but I have a message protocol, I guess, which has a type and data, which is just an integer for now. It should probably be like just a buffer, so that way like you could translate anything into a message and then send it, but that's what I have for now. And then type is just a class, start, end, and item. So on the client side, the first thing you're gonna do is initialize the client. So this initializes WinStock, sets up the client socket at the IP address and port that you specify. And then sending and receiving the list, send list element by element, and then receive list. So sending list, you basically send a start message at the beginning, then loop through the list and copy over the list stuff into the message, copy the message into the buffer, and then send that buffer to the client, or send it to the server. And then you send the end message. After that, you receive a list element by element. So you do this loop where you're receiving everything from the server. You receive until you reach end, and then you break out of this loop, and then you print at the end. So the server side is like similar, except you receive and then you send. You have to accept the client connection. That's the one difference. You receive the list element by element, and then you sort it, and then you send it element by element. So yeah, I'm going to run it. My setup isn't great for the double instances, but so this is the server. I'm going to put it over here, and then client over here, and try to go back and forth between them. So the server starts by just printing the original list. It connects to the socket. Okay, server starts by printing the original list. The client starts by printing the original list. The server is right here listening for incoming connections. Then it connects to the socket, and says the client is connected over here on the server. It sends all of these messages in that same order, and then it sends the start message, and then all these, and then the end message, and then it's waiting for the reply. On the server side, it's receiving start, and then it's receiving all of these, then it receives end, so it's done. So now in between here, it sorts them, and now it's going to start sending stuff back. So it sends the start message over here. The client has received the start message, and then sending all of the elements now in order. End message sent. Done. It's not actually waiting for a reply. That's just copy error. And it closes. And then on the client side, I just print out the sorted list afterwards. So yeah, it's not the cleanest. I tried to start parsing things out, but it works at least. So no UDP yet, which I know was the real point of this week, but I will get to it, I promise. Yeah, that is all I have for this week.